This is going to be satisfying. We're going to peel this off. Look at that. Well, welcome back to the channel. Today's project, we're going to do electrical wiring. Not just any electrical wiring, 220, which is even more fun than 120. And we're going to be hooking up these bad boys. These two, the drains are hooked up, but we don't have electrical. Without electrical, we don't have any washers. Now you might be wondering, why didn't we hook up the electrical when we had the chance? Well, here's the thing. This island is all built for 120. All the breakers on the back of this are really made for old top loaders. So all these, obviously, are 120. They plugged right into these breakers where they had their own outlet. The problem is, there's no way to redo this. I could pull these off, but the problem is this hot and that hot might be the same, so I still can't do 220, and then it gets into question whether I'm really running a true 20 amps to this. So I'm not going to take the chance. We're going to go right back to the panel. We've got spaces in here at the top, you could see. I'm going to go ahead and put double 20 amp breakers in right there from the panel, and then that way I can label it and I know what goes to what. Because I can tell you what, on this island it's got a box at the end of it, a fuse box, have you? No, a breaker box. But it's an old breaker box, okay? Thank God it's not a federal. It's not. There's a hole missing, so don't touch that, guys. But basically you got 50 amps, a couple 15s, and a couple 20s. I don't know what goes to what there. That's about as sketchy as it can get. I know 100 amps runs to this. Why there's a 50 amp and how a 50 amp is running all that, or a double 50, that's beyond me. But there's 100 running to that. Eventually I need to change that panel out. I don't like not knowing what my breakers go to. Yes, each one of these has a breaker, but I don't like having a box like that where I don't know what it controls, or if it controls multiple things. So that's why I don't do that. So with these bad boys, we're gonna put a junction box right here. We're gonna run conduit out and up. Where we got the ceiling tiles removed, we're gonna run conduit across, and we're gonna run into the top of this panel, and hopefully I don't get shocked today. And that's the plan. So, let's get started.
Don't do it like this.
Well, we got the electrical hooked up. Now let's see what happens. This one I got working. It's working. Now I just got to turn the power on to that one and see what happens. Let's see the big old breaker. Let's go to the front and see what she does. Still got to put the top back on. This screen should light up here in a minute. Should make some noises up here. And we're waiting. Hopefully. Oh, I heard a click. Oh, some flashy lights in there. This should start to power up. This is what it'll look like when they first come on. There you go. Door's locked. This is going to be satisfying. We're going to peel this off. Look at that. Brand new. 2 60-pounders ready to go. If you didn't catch the drain work I did, clean outs right there. This is how it all hooks up. Oh, we got a dripper. Something's dripping. All the water on the 60-pounder, on the big machines, they have 2 of each. It's crazy how many hookups they got. In case you're curious what it looks like back here, we got our neutral, a hot and a hot. And then we got another little programmer there. And then you got your ground. We got our neutral, our hot, and our ground. This cover just hinges up and you put 2 screws in the top. Nothing to it. And like that, we got 2 electricals hooked up, drains hooked up, armor jack as they call it, and Romex. Then we got conduit just running up. It runs up above it, you don't even see it. My pipe bending skills need a little work. I'll be honest with you, I'm not the greatest at that. Well, let's get to programming. Like always, I test my machines before I leave. I turn the water on. So we're gonna do that real quick. We're gonna even run quarters through it. So I'll load this up and I'll come back here in a minute once we get it all loaded up. But so far it's, yeah, I gotta switch to dollar coins. Well, that fun task is over. So let's go ahead and hit the bend, see what we got here. 22 minutes, we're gonna hit next. We're not gonna upcharge ourselves. We're in warm. Wanna make sure we're in warm. Whoa. I always love when they first start up, they make a hell of a lot of noise. See what we got here? Nice green water going through. That one's even got softener. Oh wait, that's softeners here, sorry. That's soap. It's doing the same thing. Look at all that. Let's go in the back and see what we got. We don't have any drips, no leaks, no electrical fires, no dryer fires, knock on wood. Everything's making noise. This is a new version of the anti-siphon setup. And I think you can add a feature to these machines where it can bend soap for you. And I think that's what those are. I haven't read up on them all the way. Pretty sure that's what those are, but you have to drill the ports out. And then the machine will actually put softener and soap in for you, and you can pay extra for it. That's something I may go to because I think that's kind of the next step is laundromats where people can just push a button, it does everything for them, and they don't have to worry about buying soap over there. And you only charge them a little bit. They're not overusing soap, and it'll work a lot better. Just like the Apple Pay, the phone pay, which I'm going to, the phone pay basically. I think that's going to be the next step. I think cards are just going to get skipped right over here in the next couple of years. I wouldn't waste my money making a card store. I know a lot of people do it and they love it. I'm going right to phone pay. And I'm gonna have quarters for the old timers, and I'm gonna have phone pay. I'm just gonna skip right on by it. And even my change machine, I'm gonna make my change machine dispense using a phone. I know people say you can't use your debit card, but I have a feeling that it just doesn't make sense. If you can take your phone and take it to an ATM and it can dispense money, why can't you take your phone and dispense quarters? That makes no sense to me. I know people keep telling me there's a law about it, there's rules about credit cards and change machines. That makes absolutely no sense, because I'm still paying a fee every time people use it. It's not like the credit card companies aren't making money. Just instead of getting bills, you're getting quarters. I just don't understand that. Somewhere I'm going to get a real answer other than you just can't do it. But yeah, look how dirty they are. I might have to run these again. That a lot of green water came out of there. This one already had soap in it. All right. Well, I'm going to let them run. If they are out, then nobody can use them, but I think we're in good shape. I'm going to wait for them to drain out here in a minute just to make sure I got my pipes all together. I got to put support brackets under all this. All we got left to do now is change out where our change machine and soap machine and ATM are going to be. And then this lovely floor, we got to redo it. The walls have been painted. We just got to do touch up, make our arcade next door. That's right, I'm going to have an arcade next door. So, and then we got to get our top blowers all lined up and put our covers back on. But I really like how my plumbing turned out. People ask me where I get these skills. Well, plumbing and HVAC and electrical all came from my dad. My dad was a plumbing and heating contractor, and that's what he did. My grandfather was a plumber. That skill comes very easy to me. I'm not perfect at it. Like, if you look at some of the stuff I do, probably not quite to code, but it works. That's where I got those skills from. Using the tools, using the hammers, welding. That all came from my parents. My distant family when they were farming and that, but mainly my parents. Mainly my dad working in construction and building houses and stuff. So very useful skill to have when you own a laundromat. So if you have those skills, you're going to be farther ahead than other people. Like always, thanks for watching. I appreciate all the views. I appreciate taking time out of your day to watch. I'm glad you find this entertaining. Till next time, take it easy and don't be a stranger.